going on, guys? The Film and Everything Podcast. Welcome. We're back with another episode today. I'm here with Josh, and everything looks... Hello? Yeah, okay. Everything is good. Welcome. Another episode here in the quarantine zone. We wanted to actually talk about a good amount of things today. Just things that we've been doing while at home. News that kind of broke out with PlayStation, the PS5 controllers, which... You have more information on it than I do, but we want to talk about that first. And just different things that we've been watching, games that we've been playing, and we do want to finish off tonight's episode with our review on the new Pixar movie Onward, which we were able to see on Disney Plus. It's out now, and we really wanted to talk about that with you guys and share our thoughts on it. So let's just get right into it. The main thing that we want to talk about first, which I did a poll on it, which actually let me check where it's at. What people liked more, if they liked the PS5 or Xbox controllers more. Let me see where it was at. I think PlayStation was winning. It's still pretty early. Yeah, PS5 is, yeah, it's at 75%, 71% PS5, 29% Xbox. So we did that on our Instagram page. So people are definitely liking the PS5 controller more. I personally like the PS5 controller more. The Xbox One looks the same.
Yeah, it is. It's the same.
I like the color and the design of the PS5 one. It has like a really nice aesthetic.
The console's gonna be something like that.
Yeah, I feel like the console is gonna look super like sleek and like futuristic or something.
I don't think it's gonna be slim. I think they have to figure out. I don't know what design.
I like the color though. I like that white and black. I feel like maybe the console is gonna look that way.
It has to match the console. So.
Yeah, because the Xbox One looks exactly the same. I thought it was the Xbox One controller. I didn't even realize it that they released it. But the PS5, I really like how it looks. The color, I feel hopefully like the console's that color, because that again is something fresh. You know what I mean? You don't want the same thing. That's the thing with Xbox. There's nothing. Yeah, it's just what is like basically like a tower.
A little tower design.
And that's it. But like with the PS5, at least with the controller, because we haven't seen the console yet, I like the fresh look to it. I really like the color and the design. It's fresh, you know. I like the white. I feel like that's a good touch, and I'm pretty sure the console is gonna look that way as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but what did this controller? They had something that's gonna have like a headphone jack already.
No, it's like a built-in microphone. So if you join a party, you can talk to the like, so like you don't need to have like a headset. Obviously, if you're gonna be, they said that if you're gonna be playing for
bring the mic a little closer. Yeah.
Long like gaming, like you're gonna be playing for a while, then obviously get a headset, obviously. But if you want to join a little party, like talk real quick and leave.
For like the casual person or something.
Yeah, like talking to the party real quick.
Oh wow! So you're actually gonna be able. It's gonna have like an actual.
It's like a mic in the controller.
Wow. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, because for people who maybe don't have a mic at the moment or something, it's something better than nothing.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. And then, and it's gonna have obviously like a jack as well, right, to plug in your mic, or is it just a microphone? Like, how does it work?
I think it's just the same. Like you just plug in the mic. I mean.
And then, so it has the built-in mic. Again,
USB,
like
rechargeable battery.
It looks thicker than usual.
They copied the Xbox One because that controller obviously has a better feel to it, because they wanted to be more comfort, and that's what they're doing. And they added more features into like now it has like a adaptive triggers. So let's say you're playing a game that has like a bow. So when you pull the bow, you feel like the string.
Yeah,
really,
the adaptive trigger. So like if you're holding like LT or something, you're gonna feel some resistance rather than just clicking
like it's gonna feel like you're shooting a bow. Like,
that's cool.
Feel like more.
That's cool.
Immersed.
I do agree. Like in that sense, the Xbox controllers, I liked it more for some reason, and I think it was just because it was thicker. It kind of fits into your hands more. The one thing I did notice with the PlayStation controls now, they're so thin that you feel like you're playing like this.
Yeah, so that's why this one they made it more like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that they took that idea, and then they still made it their own with the color design, and it doesn't look like an Xbox controller. It still has a PlayStation look.
DualSense.
DualSense?
It's 5. DualSense.
Okay. I like it though.
And they changed the share button. Now it's called create.
Create.
It's the create button.
Okay, that makes sense.
And they're gonna show more features that you can do on it, and it has USB rechargeable batteries.
Okay.
That's one thing about Xbox. They're still using AA batteries.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Is
it cheaper for them or something?
I don't know. They're still using AA batteries. And obviously, Sony said that they're working on to make sure the battery lasts longer.
Right.
And they changed the light instead of the light being in the back. You know how like a DualShock, it was like on the back of the controller. Now it's like built in like in the front, but it's like on the side. It looks kind of cool. I just like it.
Okay.
Looks like
again,
futuristic.
yeah. Like I'm still leaning more towards the PlayStation. I like so far.
Well,
I haven't seen the console yet, but I know again like they're exclusive. They're games. The controller looks great. I like what they're doing with it. I like that they changed it up and made it looks thicker.
It looks new.
Yeah.
Like it looks like a new console. Like it feels like.
It's fresh. It's fresh, and we do need that right now.
Yeah, because people are like, oh, the Xbox. I don't even know the name. Because you have shitty names. For
what is it? Xbox Series.
Yeah, Series whatever. Series X.
Series X.
They need to work on their names.
I don't like the name. Yeah.
Their names suck.
Yeah.
Xbox
Series X. Yeah.
Like, the Series X is more powerful, but to me, both consoles are more they're both powerful. But I'm gonna get the PS5 just for the fact of the games.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to play God of War 2. I want to play Spider-Man 2. I want to play Last of Us or what other game that they're gonna come out with. Xbox, like Halo Infinite. I haven't seen anything about Halo.
Yeah, they're still, and we're in what, April?
Yeah, and I don't know.
I don't think we're gonna get anything till maybe the summer. Any sort of news on Halo.
And I'm kind of worried about the game. I'm not really too excited. I'm kind of worried.
Yeah, I'm worried too. Just because with Gears 5, really the only two exclusives that we have for Xbox, Gears and Halo.
Sea of Thieves, hello.
So it's like, it kind of sucks because...
Yeah, like they're going to have Hellblade, but...
That's not enough.
I can play on PC. So
yeah, like that's not enough for...
Yeah.
PlayStation just has such big hits.
And I know Xbox bought a lot more studios. Like they spent the last few years just buying companies to make games for them. But the problem is what type of games they're gonna make. Because Xbox, they don't really make games kind of like how Sony makes their games. Because Sony makes like story driven.
Yeah.
Like look, like
games.
You got Death Stranding. Even though I don't think it sold that well because the game was not for everyone.
It was still a great game.
But you still have like Last of Us, Spider-Man, God of War. What's another one? There's so many. Oh, Last Guardian, I played.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, they're making the second one. Forgot.
They have some great games. They have great games. That's the thing. I was always leaning towards PlayStation because they had all the good games.
And that Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, so it's like Xbox. There's they don't have anything.
I compare like Sony to like A24.
Yeah, but they actually make
they make games that are like kind of like whoa, like it's pretty cool.
That's the thing, because Sony has like the independent games that are really good, but then they also have big.
Yeah, because Journey is not even on Xbox or ABZU. I think ABZU.
Maybe now. I know it's on Switch, but I don't know about Xbox.
But I don't think Journey is on Xbox.
I'm not sure.
No, it's not.
I'm not sure, but that's the thing. Like they have those independent games, but then they have huge games like Spider-Man, God of War.
They have that Ori game on Xbox. I played the first one. I played the second one, but. It's a good game, but that's not really okay. I want to buy a console to play Ori in the Forest, whatever it's called.
Yeah, like
that's not enough for me to buy a console.
It's not. And PlayStation 3, like between PS3 and 360, I think 360 won that generation. But
I don't remember that generation.
That 360 definitely had a lot of mega hits. I mean,
PS3 also had. I think the problem that PS3 had that year is because they priced their console at $600.
Yeah,
and that's why they learned from that, and they
but that's when 360 was at its peak.
I know 4 came out. Metal Solid 4 came out for PS3, and Last of Us came out that year, and I think one of the Uncharted games came out too. Uncharted 3, I think.
But I don't think they were at the same.
I think
360 peaked because it was all the Halo games,
Halo 3.
Gears of War, like all these games were like coming in and like peaking, from what I remember. But I think Sony's gonna just keep winning for a while.
Like which console is more powerful, but the way I see it, look at PS4. The console's kind of shitty, and look how good the games look on it. Like, even on Xbox, like look how like the consoles are crappy, and look at Death Stranding. Look how good that game looks.
That game, not one bug.
And what's another, like God of War? Look at Spider-Man. Like,
that was a great game. Like, these are all games that are like amazing 10 out of 10 games.
Red Dead.
Yeah.
On a console. Look how good the game looks. So I feel like so the ball consoles are powerful. I don't really care about console wars. That's not really like my thing. I'm gonna buy what I like, and I like PlayStation. PlayStation has more has to given offer. Me more memories of games than Xbox has.
There was a period of time where we hadn't touched the Xbox in months.
I still haven't touched.
Maybe like over a year, because there was just nothing out until Gears 5.
And I think they learned from that. Like Phil Spencer, he was saying they've been working on the streaming, the Game Pass.
Yeah.
They've been working on making the console out. They're making the most powerful console.
But now this thing with Game Pass, I feel like it's affecting games too, because then you have developers for Gears 5.
Game Pass, it's good for people who obviously can't afford.
Yeah, games. No, that's fine. That's cool. But now it's giving developers this entitlement where they feel they don't have to.
Like Gears 5 had that issue. I feel like
they still haven't added anything to the game.
Like Call of Duty came out Season 3, and they 3 new maps.
Gears 5 has been out since September. There hasn't been September. I remember it was in September. It was like mid-September, late September.
No, I think it was September 8.
Yeah, it was early and nothing.
That game had terrible bugs. I still have not gotten my.
We never got our achievements for beating the campaign.
The campaign bugged.
But then you have games like Death Stranding that's like 20 times bigger than Gears, and that game did not bug once.
Yeah, not once.
And that's a huge game. So that's the thing. And then whenever there was things about, the fans asking the developers if there's going to be new content for the game, and their thing is just like, oh, well, it's on Game Pass, so you're playing the game for like $1, you can't complain. It's like, it just ruins.
In the sense
we stopped playing in a few months, 2-3 months. We gave up because there was nothing else. The game got boring,
and it was kind of bullshit.
And yeah, besides that, like if they actually added maps, the characters, they didn't even want to give us characters.
It was behind a paywall.
Everything is microtransactions, and it's like I gave up on that, and we jumped into Modern Warfare, which I think was a good buy. It's been really fun so far.
I never buy Battle Pass. I bought it for Season 3. I was like, why not?
Yeah.
Because I've been liking the game. I like the skins they have for it. I was like, okay, I'll buy it.
Yeah, so that's the thing,
like, right, And I'm actually having fun with Modern Warfare. I'm having a good time.
Yeah, and again, that's the thing with, like, Gears 5, like, that was the last big, like, Xbox exclusive game, and it was okay. Like, I don't know. I wanted, like, the campaign was good, but, again, like, just Sony right now and PlayStation, they have so much better games.
And now we gotta see what Xbox does for PS5, because they have Halo Infinite as their big one coming out.
And
Hellblade.
I did enjoy Hellblade, like that.
And we gotta see what else they do.
What else? Yeah, that's the thing. What else? Gears 6 is not gonna come out for a while. I even then I'm not even that excited about it anymore.
I don't know if I'm gonna get it. I don't know.
They've been like they've been letting me down so far. Halo, I'm worried.
Like the new Star Wars trilogy.
Halo, I'm worried. I'm worried. I hope it's good, because that 5 was a huge letdown. That story was terrible. I'm hoping they can redeem it in 6. If not, then that's it. Like, Halo is the only chance Xbox has right now to kind of bring that excitement back.
If Halo Infinite is bad, then I think that's the end of Halo.
And
I don't think they're gonna.
Xbox won't bounce back. I don't think if Halo's a hit, it'll give Xbox that boost to trying to like
that life again.
It'll bring back that life, but if not, Xbox is gonna stay down low, and PS5 like Sony's gonna take over.
If Infinite fails, then I think Halo. I don't know.
Halo and just Xbox in general.
Because they've been working this game for 5 years.
Yeah, it's been 5 years.
That's the same amount of time that it took Death Stranding to make.
Yeah, so that game better be,
no bugs.
Tip-top shape.
I don't want no bugs in that one.
Tip-top shape, because it has been 5 years.
And you haven't shown nothing of the game.
All we got was one little cinematic announcement thing.
Yeah, because that was it. Like engine and.
And that's why I think, if I was to give my money to a console, one of these new consoles, it would be PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's my final thing on it, and the controller looks great. I'm personally
curious
like
about how the console's gonna look.
I know the controller did get me a little excited for what the console's gonna look like.
I got like a Tron feel out of it.
Yeah, it has a futuristic aesthetic to it.
Yeah, like I don't know, I kind of like the way it looks.
Mm-hmm.
Because that picture of that dev kit, that really terrible looking like dev kit.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's not the way it's gonna look. But I was thinking, what if it does look that way?
With the colors.
But with the white and the black. But that
you never know, yeah.
Because I feel like it kind of matched the way like this new thing looked, like the PS5.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm more excited for the PlayStation. They have the advantage right now because nobody knows what it looks like yet. They released the controller look.
Yeah, because supposedly there's like a rumor going around that the console's having like heating issues.
Mm.
But then I saw the only people saying that person who said that is a terrible source.
Yeah, you can't just.
So he's saying he kind of talks out of his ass.
You can't believe everything. You just wait till it comes out, type of thing. Let them announce it and see what happens.
Yeah, because if the PS5, let's say it does have heating issues, then it means the Xbox might also have heating issues.
Yeah.
Because how are you gonna fit all that crap in this little box?
Yeah.
How is it gonna not stay cool?
Let's see.
Honestly, I never buy consoles day one. I always wait.
No.
See
Again,
what issues it has.
The Xbox Halos will brought Xbox and became this huge thing.
Maybe
it could also die with it.
Maybe eventually, I'll probably buy both consoles, like the Series X.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm gonna get the PS5 first. Play that.
The only way I would get Xbox is if I'm really, really excited for Halo. Like if Halo looks
tremendous,
amazing.
Well, I saw a thing that's supposed to say that I think like Insider said that Halo's mind blowing. They say that's like amazing. But I need to see it. I haven't seen the gameplay.
I haven't seen anything. Like. All we saw was that one cinematic, and that's it. That's not enough. Like
I need something else.
I need gameplay. I need a story trailer. I need to see more.
Yeah, but the thing is, don't do that false like marketing crap they did.
Yeah, like with 5. I was excited for 5. I remember beating it already. I
think people were suing them for false.
Yeah, somebody did sue Halo.
Because I think right for false advertisement.
Huge false advertisement. Like it was nothing like the trailers.
You don't even play as Chief.
Yeah.
Play some Locke.
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, and just for no good reason, the story wasn't there. It's been 5 years. I would hope by now they have it figured out.
Yeah, they treated 5 as this big like blockbuster film, like just like a lot of like high action but no story.
Yeah, they didn't respect it.
They didn't respect
because 4 did. That's the thing. 4 was great. Online was rough, but story campaign was great.
Yeah.
So I don't know. PlayStation's looking like it is funny because they haven't even showed their console yet. But I think PlayStation's looking like the front runner here.
Look at the screenshots of the Last of Us Part 2. I don't know if you saw them.
Oh yeah, I did. They're amazing.
Look how that game looks on a PS4.
I know.
On a PS4, and that thing looks like a movie.
I know. It makes me excited for the next gen because.
Think about it.
You're going to be controlling real-life people.
Because the thing is, the PS5 is focusing more on the big issue that the consoles have, like PS4 and Xbox, was the loading, was the hard drives.
Yeah.
So with these new hard drives that they're putting in, it's going to make the game load faster. It's because I think this guy, when we watched that PS5 event thing.
Yeah, that
GDC.
Sleep Fest.
Yeah, that Sleep Fest that I think I learned. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah, I know. That was really bad. I was so excited. And
I know.
Everybody was just like, oh.
You know.
Yeah, whatever.
Because it makes them... So instead of creating an area where you have to walk through this little tunnel so it can start loading up the next area, now you don't have to do that anymore. Now you have more freedom. Just one
big thing.
Yeah, now you have more freedom, more... like.
That's
honestly,
so crazy.
The only worry is the storage. It does suck the PS5. You're only going to have 826 gigs. That's such a, And that doesn't include downloading the software and all that, so you're probably going to have even less.
Especially how these games right now are...
And Call of Duty is...
Warzone alone is at 100 gigs.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 7 Remake is 100 gigs.
That's a lot, man. So, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. PS5 is looking like the front runner. Halo has to look amazing for me at least to be convinced of getting the Xbox first. Like Halo has to look because I love Halo.
It has to be breathtaking.
Yeah.
Because
Halo. It's funny because Halo is what made Xbox huge, And now this is like their chance for Halo to bring it back again.
The thing is, Halo 1 was the first game I ever played. That was the first game I ever played. I love Halo, but they just really been...
Yeah.
Like 5 really... Like 5 was kind of like that Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Just, like,
Just
left that bad taste.
It really did. And I'm kind of worried about that. Try lower your seat a little bit. Like, does it drop low a little bit? Just so your head doesn't get cut off. One more time. There we go. Yeah. Just so that your hat doesn't get cut off. So they can see the bridges. Let's see. That's the big, Halo literally, Halo can either bring back Xbox and make it, give it that life, or if not.
Halo, because everyone loves Halo. Like
yeah.
Halo's Halo.
That's what started, Halo is Xbox. Like, that's just the thing.
That's what started the whole, like Xbox party chats. And
so if they can bring back life into Xbox again and make Halo great, that would be great. But if it sucks, that's it. I would officially give up on Xbox after that.
Yeah.
Like, if Halo sucks, Gears is already going down a path I'm not really excited about. Xbox would be dead to me already at that point.
Yeah.
But like what you said, Hellblade, I'll just play it on the PC. So that's with that. PS5 is looking like it. Xbox, hopefully, Halo's good.
And they have Kojima, who he's working on a horror game.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sony just has more to offer.
They put more money on the table.
And the next thing I wanted to mention, now that we just talked about the consoles and everything, I don't know if ABZU's on Xbox or not, but I just played ABZU finally. I've been wanting to play it for a long time. And I just wanted to talk about it quickly, just as another thing that we did this past weekend. I got to play ABZU by Giant Squid. That's the company name, Giant Squidology or something like that. The game director, I think his name was Matt Nava. He did Journey. Which is supposed to come out this year. I don't know when yet. They said it's just 2020, The Pathless, which actually looks really cool.
Yeah, I think we saw the trailer for it.
You shoot like the bow and you're sliding.
Yeah, they just been quiet on it.
Yeah, and I love the style because we love Journey. Journey was great. Which if you guys haven't played Journey, play it. It's an amazing game. It's probably like how much on the stores? Like $5.
Like $10.
$10. It's a short 2-hour campaign game. But it's such a beautiful story. I think it won for a Grammy, right?
Yeah,
the soundtrack?
I think it was nominated, I think.
Yeah. So, and ABZU is from the same developer and all that. And man, you had played it already a while ago. I've been trying to play it for a long time. I played it over the weekend again. We have nothing else to do, and that game is so what a beautiful game. It's probably 2 hours long. It seems about right. It took me around that time. And it's the perfect length for the story that it's telling. It's a great... You look at it, it's like a little mini short film, but for a game. Those beautiful short films that you see for Pixar or something? It's that, but for video games. And it's you're this diver in the ocean, and the whole game is set in the ocean, underwater, and deep in the sea. And it's such a beautiful game. I love the mechanics to the character, just the swimming mechanics are so fluent. You know what I mean? How if you hold, it's inverted. I kept it inverted, and if you're going up and you just hold it all the way, you just you could do a loop, and you feel like a fish in the water almost. You feel if it works so fluently, it doesn't feel like a diver. You're able just to maneuver however you want under the water. I love the design of the game. It's very it's cartoonish, but it's really polished at the same time. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a really beautiful animated movie, and you're in it. This game came out 2017, I think it was. The last when I checked, it was 2017. Beautiful game. I love the story behind it. Again, it's one of those There's no dialogue. There's no anything like that. You're just the game. You're just swimming through the oceans. You can like grab. You can like hold. I think it's like LT, and you can like ride on with the dolphins and stuff. And you're just one with the ocean. You can like jump out of the water, and you're like a fish. It's like really weird. It's awesome. And then the story starts to pick up, and I love the meaning behind the story of like when you start to see like the machines taking like having a place in the ocean and how that affects the ocean, and it's like this thing of nature and essentially us like machines like ruining that, and then it's a story about this diver helping like bring that ocean back to life, and it's such a like beautiful story, and I love how subtle it is. It took me like some time to start to get what the game was about. Like at first you're just kind of playing and you're like, oh, this is nice, but then when the story starts coming together and you start noticing the pattern of what you're doing, and you're essentially bringing back life into different parts of the ocean and all that, and then how the way it ends, it's like a beautiful game. And they actually replied to me on Twitter, which was really cool. Shout out to ABZU Games on Twitter, because again I posted about it, and I actually want to post this clip out and talk about the game, because it's one of those games, again, it's like it's not going to get the recognition it deserves, because it's not a game that everybody's going to play. But I mean, you could probably get this game. How much did it cost when you got it when it came out, right?
I think it's like $15-$20.
Yeah, you could probably get it now for what, like $10, $5. It's been out for like 3 years already. It's a beautiful game. I remember when it ended, I still just wanted to sit there and like, because when it ends, it's like just the character and the credits, like everything about it is just so beautiful and very subtle. Has a great story. I loved how subtle it was, but you get it. You know what I mean? It's just visual storytelling in a game, which is so cool. It's like, I love games like that, and it reminded me so much of Journey. And I love the whole, like, you can meditate in the water and the different stones and all that stuff. You can like literally hang on to the fish, and you swim with the fish. You can jump off out of the water, and it's a really beautiful game. And the design, like all the level designs of the ocean, like the architecture and all that is so amazing. Like, I don't know. And there's that, every time you go through the little tunnel thing, whatever that is, and it's all black, and it's like you're like hovered by the architecture, and it's all black with, it seems like this like soul. It's like the soul of the ocean. That's kind of like what I got out of it. It's so cool. It's so beautiful. And I mean, the soundtrack is amazing. The soundtrack alone, when you're going through all this, it's just, I mean, it's a beautiful game. I really recommend it. It's super short. You can beat it in one sitting in maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. There's no like difficulty. There's no like deaths in the game. It's not that type of game. It's just a game. It's just a journey game where you go and experience the story. It's really great. I would really recommend it to. I don't know if it's on Xbox. I think it's on PlayStation, right?
And PC. I think it is on Xbox.
I know it's on Switch as well.
No, but I think it is on Xbox though.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. But I know it's on Switch as well for anybody who's on Switch. But I played it on the PC. I'm pretty sure it's available on all the consoles. Definitely like. Check it out, guys. It's a great game, and at this point you can probably get it for like $5-10 or something like that. And it is something, it's the type of game that you would want to play again, just to like, I don't know, it's like a relaxing game. You just swim around, and once you start getting like used to the controls and the mechanics of like the swimming and how like fluent it is and natural it feels, it's really like nice just being able to do that. And it's such a simple thing, but ABZU is the game, guys. Definitely recommend it. It's a small, short game, like 2 hours long. It's a beautiful game. That's all I can say about it. It's like visual storytelling in a game like at its best for like a short game like that. It's really awesome. So I just really wanted to like mention that because it is something that I played over the weekend, and it was really great. So that's ABZU. And what I'm mostly watching that, Clone Wars. I've been finally getting back into Clone Wars, and I'm like halfway through, and I'm getting in a flow and trying to catch up with it, and I'm like really hooked on it because the story is like picking up. I saw some episodes about like the wills and the gods of the Force and all that, and the Overlords episode, and It's a lot of, it's just a lot to like take in, and it just makes you wonder about, it made me think of George Lucas's sequels, what they would have been like, and also, just how badly these sequels were, unfortunately. But it makes you like, I appreciate this show so much more because you see the detail that they're putting into it, of how it's all ties into Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
It like every even the original trilogies like New Hope. There was an episode I just saw where Tarkin was in it, General Tarkin, and I love how there was already a little interaction between him and Anakin, how they actually got along. So it was already like little things like that are building up to the overall story. And again, that's just it's a cartoon show, but it goes to show that the people behind it were so like detailed and wanted to respect the material and make sure it all connects. And that's why I'm like, it's frustrating because you see what Disney's been doing with it, and it's just been a mess. You know what I mean? And you see shows like this. It's a small little cartoon show, but it's so well done, and the world building of it and all that. So I've been really enjoying Clone Wars now that I'm back on it again. Trying to catch up because there's the new season's at what episode right now? Like 6 or 7?
Yeah, I think so.
6 or 7. So, I think that's pretty much it. We've been watching Better Call Saul, Clone Wars, a lot of Warzone. We talked about that our last episode. Warzone just came out with a season 3 pass, which is pretty cool. I think they added for squad like a four-man squad now.
Yeah, quads.
The quads now. In Warzone. The season. What else did they add in the season 3 pass? Was it just that or?
Like new maps. I think one operator. No, a few operators.
Okay.
They added now you can customize your vehicles for Warzone.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's cool.
They changed Warzone. Like now the loadout crate is like 10,000 instead of 8,500. I think.
That's right, because there was a lot of issues going on with people complaining about the loadout crates, and
yeah.
I get it. I have noticed the last few times that we played that the loadout crates are extremely easy to get. You just raid a few houses and you got the money and you're set with your weapons, and it does take away from the purpose of it's a survival.
They added more weapons in Battle Royale. Like now you can pick up an AK. I saw AK. I saw an AUG. The KR.
It did need that. Because I felt like we were getting the same weapons all the time, right?
Yeah.
So that's why you just want to get the loadout.
And your guns were shitty.
Yeah, the guns were not great. So.
But now there's actually good weapons now.
Yeah. And eventually they're going to, I think, just slowly get the loadout crate out of there.
The loadout crate is just going to be a drop. And you want to fight for it, you fight for it.
That would be better than just
and
you can pay for it. And
the thing with snipers, man. The thing with snipers. Because everyone gets a loadout crate, everyone has snipers, and you're just getting sniped from every direction. Yeah,
there is a lot of snipers. But what are they going to change? What can you change about that? That's the thing.
I think the loadout crate is going to be a drop. It's going to drop like kind of like in PUBG with those those supply crates that drop randomly. I think it's going to be like that instead of buying it. I think that like you can't. There's going to be a point where you can't buy it no more.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's true. Everybody just ends up getting a sniper with an assault rifle. Everybody's sniping everywhere.
Yeah, so I think what's going to happen is, because my thing is I feel like they were rushing Warzone just to like, okay, we need to get it out. So they added the loadout crate as a way of, okay, we'll just use this as a thing for now and then slowly take it out. Because now they're adding more weapons, more things.
To make up for the lack of weapons.
Yeah, I was playing last night and I picked up a rifle that had a thermal scope. I was like, wait, I didn't have this before. It was a thermal scope. Yeah,
usually it's just a normal ass gun. Now maybe they're adding some more customized
suppressors.
Guns.
Now they have like suppressors and stuff.
That's good. It does need that.
And they added another like a LMG, like the N91.
Yeah. So again, that's the one thing that I have been liking with Modern Warfare, that they've been on top of it. They're adding things, new maps, different. They're constantly working on it so that we're not just bored or unhappy with it. So that's one thing I am liking with Modern Warfare. Hopefully they keep doing that. The season 3's out. We're gonna probably stream it tonight. By the time this
I'm trying to get my battle pass up.
Yeah. So I like that because it's true. I get that the loadout crates being it defeats the purpose of a battle royale.
Yeah,
it does, because at the end of the day, then it just becomes, at that point, just spawn with your own weapons, with your own loadout, and that's it.
Yeah,
but it does defeat the purpose of trying to survive, looting for weapons, or because it's true. Once we have our weapons, we don't care anymore.
You don't loot anymore.
Yeah, we'll go to a rooftop and start moving in. So it does defeat the purpose of that. So that's another new news for that came out, which is pretty cool. Again, another update for Modern Warfare. So hopefully you have good internet.
It was only 14 gigs.
Oh, okay. So it's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
Okay.
It's not too brutal, but because the thing is, I know PlayStation is slowing down their speeds. So good luck trying to.
That's the thing. There's so much stuff, but I'm liking Warzone. We'll probably play it tonight. We'll stream it. Since now we can play with 4 players, quads.
No more choosing.
Yeah, so it is better. That is more convenient, because it is fun. I enjoy it. Anything else before we start talking about Onward? I think Onward was the next thing that we saw. I think that's pretty much what we've been doing. Warzone.
Oh, Last of Us Part 2 delayed indefinitely.
Oh, yeah, Last of Us delayed indefinitely for obvious reasons, right? Like this thing with the virus and everything going on.
It was going to affect sales.
Yeah, I don't think they'll say that, but it's understandable. Like, what are you going to do? Nobody cares about buying a game right now. You can't go to a physical store to get it, so how are you going to ship out all of your CDs and physical copies and stuff like that? It's just, it doesn't make sense, which is unfortunate, but the game looks great. I'm really hoping it's good.
And then they're probably going to delay Cyberpunk again.
Yeah, everything at this point, the delays don't even surprise me because everything really is just getting delayed.
I know
it sucks.
Cyberpunk,
it sucks.
I just want to play it.
I know. I remember this year being like, we were like, oh my, this is gonna be the year for gaming. It's such a big year, and then everything is just being pushed back. Movies pushed back. Everything just pushed back.
Hopefully,
what a year.
Hopefully we get Cyberpunk though. Hopefully.
Yeah, Cyberpunk's supposed to come out September.
Yeah.
They might get lucky.
Hopefully.
They might.
If I can at least get Cyberpunk this year,
Cyberpunk
fine.
is the biggest one of them all.
Yeah, I mean, Last of Us, I don't know when, and now it doesn't have a release date.
Yeah.
So they're not even putting a release date, so
because they don't know. Let's see. Whenever this thing passes,
sales, I get it.
They can't. They can't do it.
You've been working on this game for years, and you want to make money, right?
Yeah.
You've been busting your ass.
You gotta let this thing pass. This whole pandemic thing pass.
You want you to make money.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's see. Right now, it's just so weird, and this whole thing, and it's actually what I wanted to mention about us watching Onward before we actually talk about the movie. I hated the fact that we were watching it at home.
I know.
And not in theaters, because we were gonna go watch it in theaters. It's just not the same. I'm sitting there. There's family movement around. It's just my TV. It's not in a theater. I'm not completely engaged as I am in a theater, because when you're in a theater, it's like, all right, phone, do not disturb. You're here, sit, with your popcorn. At home, there's just things going around. There's things going on. You have a light on. You have this. It's just not the same. And that's one thing that I wanted to mention before we get into the review is that there's nothing like the movie theater experience, And look at that thing trending with Avengers Endgame. People are like loving the fact of when
Captain America gets the hammer.
When Captain America draws the hammer, he's worthy and he fights Thanos, and how crazy the theater went. That's a movie theater experience. That's everyone together enjoying this thing at the same time. Imagine if Endgame was supposed to come out this year, and they ended up having to just release it on Disney Plus. You wouldn't have a packed, filled theater with other fans and everybody just cheering on the movie. You would just be at home, maybe checking your phone, watching the movie, checking your phone, because you're not. It's not like a communal thing, and That's what sucks. With Onward, obviously it's not as big of a movie or whatever, but it just there's nothing like that movie theater experience, you know. And I did want to mention that before we get into review because it's kind of like the first movie we saw digitally without having to go to a theater and see it.
Yeah.
So I did want to mention that. That was just kind of like sucky in that part of it. But I mean, let's just get into Onward. What did you think of it? Pixar's latest movie. Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, which I think they did really well. Voice acting. What did you think of Onward?
I thought it was really good. I mean, obviously it's not like their best of the best, obviously, but it was actually pretty good. I really liked it.
To Pixar standards, yeah, because Pixar
standards,
is just so good that
yeah.
even when you have a movie, this movie, if you were to just compare it to other animated movies that are not Pixar, it's up there. It's like it's a great movie, and it is.
But in Pixar
standards, it's like mid tier.
Yeah,
it's not their worst. It's a great movie, but it just doesn't. It's
not like a Monsters Inc. or
Toy Story,
or Up.
But those are like really high standards.
Like Coco, Coco was their high. Like that's one of their high ones.
Yeah.
Like when that movie came out, that was like wow, like that was a really good one.
Yeah, those are hard like shoes to fill, but it's a great movie. But in Pixar standards, it's just there's so many classics.
The weakest ones was like Cars 2 and like The Good Dinosaur.
Good Dinosaur, yeah. Even Cars 3 was good. Like this is better than Cars 3, I think. But I've never been a big fan of Cars either. So
I like Cars 1. I mean Cars 2 I saw it. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah. I remember Cars 2 being a mess.
Yeah,
but this is a great movie. I love the voice acting. I thought Chris Pratt was great.
He matched as that character.
He was perfect. Tom Holland, again, it's just being Tom Holland, you know.
Peter Parker.
Yeah. That's his roles for most of the stuff now.
Yeah.
I actually really liked, because I was a little iffy with the setting, you know, the whole fantasy elves and stuff.
Yeah, because I wasn't excited for the movie because their marketing was terrible.
Yeah, there was not much marketing for this. It was like one trailer and that's it.
It's like they didn't really care.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. But watching the movie, I actually liked it a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was hearing things like, oh, it's okay, or it's like Pixar's like average, but I actually thought it was really good.
It was good, yeah.
It was fun. It was actually pretty funny at times. Like it was funny because I was a little skeptical of like the setting, you know, like that fantasy world, and you know, it's very unusual from them type of thing. But I actually thought it worked really well. It was funny. I liked the little biker gang, but they were like little little I forgot what they were, but they were little flies, little fairies, yeah. But they're like mean bikers, like bully bikers, biker gang. I liked what they did with it, and they made it extremely funny. I liked the story. It is a very simple, like just journey, road trip type of movie, you know. But I do like what they did with the story. There is like kind of like the story, you think the story's going to go one way, because I thought it was going to be predictable, but it actually kind of went another way, and the story, like there was a lot more to the story than I thought, you know, and the meaning behind it, and I really enjoyed that of it. Yeah, the voice acting is great. I really enjoyed it. I had no issue with it. Maybe I don't know, because I don't really think I was like bored in the movie. I thought the movie was pretty fast paced. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It had like a high energy, you know. But I didn't really feel any slow moments in it. I don't think so. Maybe no. Maybe the opening of the movie, but even then, it does start off like just you know. I really enjoyed it. I don't know. What am I missing something? The soundtrack, it's, you know,
Pixar.
Your Pixar soundtrack type of thing. Who's what's her name from Ma? What's the actress's name? The main
Spencer something. Ativia, is it Ativia?
Olivia Spencer or something? She plays like the big what was it called? The Manticore?
The Manticore.
Manticore. Maybe the one weak thing I thought that it was like I get why they did it, but it was the mom's side story. like her side quest, I thought was like fine. It wasn't.
It wasn't
It was you could tell they didn't have much to do there because her side story is very simple.
yeah,
But what helps it is the what was it? The Manticore?
the Manticore.
Manticore.
Or Manticore.
Her character is hilarious.
Yeah, she was.
So
funny.
her being in it, it helps
I
kind
didn't
of
like
get that
the,
going.
The final. I mean, well, we're not doing spoilers, right?
We'll jump into spoilers soon, but we're doing like a quick non-spoiler and then
Well, then I have to wait to spoil it.
it's a spoiler.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Talk into the mic a little bit, like bring it closer to you. Yeah.
Trying to think. Slow moments.
I don't think there was any slow moments. It is a very fast-paced, like energetic
it did
movie.
Repeat some things a little bit.
Yeah, like there were like some redundant moments where you can tell they just had to keep the story going a little longer.
Yeah.
Like when you think they're getting to their point already, and then like something else holds them back, and there's like another dramatic beat, but it's like, oh, I thought we went through this already, type of thing, you know? Just so that, you know, to kind of fill in the movie a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe I think that happens maybe like once, and then
once or twice.
yeah, and then after that, and it happens like, kind of like in the middle, but then after that it reaches like the ending, and I thought the ending was actually really cool. I really liked the ending. It was a very like emotional ending. Again, it takes like a turn that you don't expect, and it was really nice. It was like really nice. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I wish I could have seen it in a theater. That's kind of like my big pet peeve out of it all. I feel like it's a movie that you can watch again. Like if it's on TV and you put it on, it's something that you can enjoy. Because I know there are some Pixar movies that maybe you don't want to. It's
the pain.
Yeah, but no, this one I actually thought it's a lot of fun. I like what they did with the world, like the world building of it all, and they were like really self-aware of how ridiculous it is, and it was a lot of fun. Like the stepdad character was funny with the whole he's like a horse type of thing, and it was very interesting what they did with the whole dad storyline, the dad character, and especially at the end, which we'll get into spoilers now.
It was pretty dark too with the dad story. I was like, oh damn.
Yeah, like
I was pretty like, jeez.
I like where they went with it because there's a lot more to the meaning and the story of this movie than you think, you know, and you find that out towards the end. I really like that about that. And again, I can't say it until we get into spoilers, but I really appreciate the movie. It made the movie a lot better. If it was just predictable and what I thought it was gonna be, it would have been average for me. And that's what I was expecting. But then when that third act came in, I was like, oh, like I really liked that they did that, and there was just they had more into it. They had more thought on it. I would to rate this movie. I don't know what I would rate it. Maybe I'm like between a 7 or an 8. 7 or an 8. That's where I'm kind of at. I'm not sure yet. I don't know where you're at.
I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, like I would get like as the movie itself, I would give it an 8. But like obviously, like ranked amongst other Pixar movies, I guess it would be considered a 7. But it's not fair to compare it to every other Pixar movie. But as a movie as itself, I think I would give it like an 8 as well. Again, I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. Because everybody was just kind of like, oh, it's average, like, you know, Pixar. But then, I don't know, I laughed. It was, like, emotional. The voice acting was really well done, especially Chris Pratt. Like, Chris Pratt was really good in this. Like,
yeah.
At first, I wasn't sure if I was going to like his character or not. But then you start to understand the story more, and I really liked what he did with the character. And Tom Holland just, you know, he's doing the whole Peter Parker role again. And he does well. He does well, too. But Chris Pratt really stood out because he has, like, the most energy in the movie, you know? And I really like that. So we both give it 8s. Definitely. I mean, it's on Disney+. So if you have Disney+, you can just watch it for free. So you don't really have to pay for it. But it's definitely worth a watch. I think it's a great movie. I really enjoyed it. Is it, like, my favorite, like, top Pixar movie? Probably not. But that's not fair to say because all of Pixar movies are so great, so it's just hard to like you're comparing great with great, and you're just not. It's all preference at that point, you know. And I guess let's get into spoilers just to talk about. I really want to talk about the ending a little bit, just cause just cause of the little thing at the end, and we'll wrap it up from there because I really like what they did with the ending. So we're gonna get into spoilers now, guys. If you haven't seen it, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We're gonna just jump real quick into the spoiler section for the ending of the movie. If you want to stick around, and let's do it. So spoiler warning starting now.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Film and Everything Podcast.
Okay. All I really wanted to mention was I like the whole fact that it's not what's Tom Holland's character's name again? Ian.
Yeah.
Or Eeyore. No, Ian.
Ian.
I like that it's actually not even about Ian seeing his dad. And how Ian decides to step back and let what's Chris Pratt's character's name? I forgot. Barley. And lets Barley see his dad, and then he stops the big curse monster and all that. Because at the end of the movie, when he's sitting there with his dad and he wants to see his dad so badly, when he's checking off that to-do list he wanted to do, he realized all the things he wanted to do with his dad he had done with his older brother. And he realized like his older brother is like that father figure he thought he didn't have. And again, it added that extra layer into the story that I was like, oh, that's really good. And then he realized like, oh, he had those moments, but his brother didn't. Or maybe his brother didn't have that closure that he's always wanted. Because I guess their dad had like a really bad sickness, and he was, in tubes and everything.
Yeah,
it was
I think it was like hinting at cancer.
Yeah, it was something really severe. And because the director of this movie, that's what he went through with his dad or something like that. So you can tell it was really personal to him. And I like that moment where you don't even hear what the dad says to Barley. We're always in the perspective of Ian, and seeing Ian like from the rocks, seeing Barley talk to his dad from far. So we don't hear what he says, we don't see what they talk about. We just see it from far, from Ian's perspective, because the whole movie is under Ian's perspective. And it takes Ian this whole journey, and he realizes like, oh, like I did all these things like with you. Like you were like that father figure, and I never thought of it that way and all that. And that Barley became this type of person because he was there and lost his dad, and maybe lost a lot of that stuff that Ian had with him, but Barley didn't have. He didn't have that father figure anymore, and that's why his character becomes so fearless and all this stuff. So I really like that, like, twist on it, you know? Because I did think it was just going to be like, okay, he sees his dad at the end, and then it's like a sad moment of like, no, it's going to be okay, and then, movie over. But there was so much more to it, and I really enjoyed that. I didn't want to talk about that ending because that bumped up the movie so much more for me. I don't know if you felt the same way. Or...
No, that was really good, and it was a good twist. It wasn't because I in the part where during the cave, Barley was saying about the memory, how he saw Dad and all the tubes, but he was so scared to go say bye to him, and then he died, and that was one of his like things that he wished he would have said to him.
And that was his chance for that closure. Yeah. And again, because ever since that day, that's why Barley became the way he's always been, like just fearless and kind of a mess. And so, like, Ian realizes, like, oh, I had that with you, but you didn't have that with someone else. You didn't have that father figure. Like, you should have that closure. And, again, a great ending, because I didn't see that coming. No. I didn't even see it that way until, like, because the whole point is you don't, because you're, like, following Ian's character, and you think it's all about Ian seeing his dad. But then he doesn't even realize, like, what's in front of him is that Barley was that father figure the whole time. And Barley never had that, you know? And I thought that was a great ending, and I think that was pretty much it. Because everything else is just the journey of it all. But that was such a huge like moment. I was like, wow, like I did not expect that at all.
Yeah.
I thought that was really great. I love the fight scene with the curse monster, and I liked the fact that it was actually there at the school the whole time. They went through this whole journey, but in reality, it was just there. It was in their hometown this whole time. I thought that was interesting, and again, the ending worked for me. The ending is what made this movie like even better than I thought I would give it. So you know, that was pretty much it for spoilers. Because again, there's not much to spoil in this movie. It's not that type of movie. It's not like
journey movie. So it's
yeah. Because again, that ending really worked for me. I remember watching it out and it worked. It clicked, and I was like, that's perfect. That's awesome. And I think that's why I gave it an 8, because maybe if it was predictable, maybe I wouldn't have liked it as much. I mean, I probably would have been like a 7 for me, of just like, oh, it was good, you know, it was fun, whatever, predictable, but it wasn't. Like it really it kind of hits you, you know, it hits you. So I really loved it. I loved it. It's a great. I feel like it's a little underrated right now, just because of everything going on with the pandemic and everything. I feel like it is an underrated movie. I feel like it deserves more credit than it's gotten, you know. But anything else in spoilers? Did I miss anything before we wrap it up?
No, there's not much to really spoil.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's pretty much it. That's our review on Onward. Hope you enjoyed it. I don't know what movie we're gonna review next. There's really nothing coming out, like, at all. I have a whole list of movies that I do want to see. So whatever we end up watching, we'll come back around on the podcast, talk about what we've been watching and stuff like that, and just keep you updated to what we watched, what we liked, what we didn't like. Good movies, shitty movies, whatever we watch. We'll definitely make a podcast episode and just talk about it for you guys to watch and kind of have those suggestions in, you know. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching us on YouTube, as always, if you're listening, thank you. We really do appreciate it. Hope you guys are doing whatever you can in this quarantine lockdown thing, you know, keeping yourself entertained, watching your movies or shows or whatever you're doing, you know. And I hope you guys stay safe, stay home, and thank you for watching and for listening. Goodbye.